Hello guys, welcome back. I'm your host, Linux Sanape, and today we're going to be doing something very simple. I'm going to be walking you through how to install Docker on your Linux local host machine. Alright, very simple, very easy, very quick. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing you want to do is open up your terminal, right? And we're actually using the Linux Cinnamon edition here. All right, and another thing I like about this particular distro is because it's attached to the Arch repository, which is very vast, very large, and has a lot of different software that you can tap into and install on your machine. So the first thing we want to do is verify if Docker is installed. Very simple. We want to type docker -- version, and as you can see, we already have it installed. But let's say we didn't, right? What you want to do is we're going to be working with the pmac command. All right, so it's very simple. You type in pmac, search, and then search for the software that you're looking for. All right, and as you can see, we have a numerous amount of versions that came up whenever we search for Docker itself. All right, which is perfect. You know, like I said, the repository is very vast, so you can definitely get the software you're looking for. All right, so let's go ahead and clean the screen. And since we know, well, let me go back to that. You hit the up arrow. All right. Now, when it comes down to installing the software itself, you want to make sure that you enter the exact way that the software is listed on the repository. So if you want to install Docker version 128, you just type Docker. If you want to install Docker a build git, then you have to type it exactly how it appears on the repository. Now, let's come back. So now we want to run the same pmac command. This time, instead of search, we're going to do install, and then we're going to put Docker as it is listed in the repository. Press enter. And if we didn't already have it installed, it would have went through the process of installing all the dependencies and the packages that's associated with the software. But since we do, then as you can see, it just shows you that there's nothing to do because it's already installed. Now, let me show you another way to go about installing this software, and this is with the pacman command, right? So a lot of you who have Arch Linux, you'll be using this command very, very frequently. Now, you need root privileges in order to run the pacman command, so that always starts with sudo. So what you do is enter sudo pacman -S, and then you type Docker. All right. Now, as you can see, it's asking us if we want to install, but since we have the updated version installed already, we're going to select no. All right. And that's pretty much it. This is specifically for Arch Linux. So if you're dealing with a different distro, you may have to tap into a different repository unless you allow that distro to have access to the Arch repository. So that's pretty much it. We're going to follow this up with a few more Docker videos. I'm going to walk you through exactly what Docker does, how it's used, and how it can benefit you in your DevOps journey. All right. So once again, I'm your host, Linux Sanape. Thanks for tapping in, and I'll see you next time.